So your calendar looks empty, your inbox is quiet, and you're probably thinking, is it me or is everyone just broke right now? Slow season is here and this is what you need to do in order to survive it. Hello everyone, this is Ernesto with Aftershoot, and if you are a photographer and it's January, chances are things are a little slow, really slow. And the truth is, January is usually rough for photographers. Not because you're bad at what you do, but because businesses are just getting started, budgets are being figured out, and nobody is rushing to book anything yet. So instead of panicking or just waiting around hoping something just happens out of nowhere, this is the time to be intentional. January is not about shooting more, it's about setting yourself up so that when things do pick up, you're actually ready. The first thing I always recommend during slow season is to create a simple, intentional marketing plan. Ask yourself, what kind of work do I really want to do this year? And how do I want people to see me? Because if you don't decide that, you end up just posting and doing random things, taking random jobs, and then you're all year wondering, why does this feel like it's all over the place? January is the moment to stop waiting and start positioning yourself on purpose. If you want more commercial work, then your content needs to look commercial. If you want higher paid clients, then your messaging has to match that. Marketing is not about just posting more. It's showing the right things consistently so people look at your stuff and relate you to something specific. Once you know what you want to attract, then we go into point 2, creating an intentional, personal, specific project. This is not just about shooting for fun with no direction. This is about creating work that supports that marketing plan you just decided on. If you want restaurant clients, then go ahead and shoot food the way restaurants actually need it. Personal projects are not random. They are tools. You have time. You can actually think about what you're creating and why. Take this time and produce something worth pushing out. Now that you have direction and new work, this is when you update your portfolio and your website. That's a good point. A lot of photographers avoid this because their site technically works, but working is not the same as helping you get hired. Your portfolio should reflect what you want to shoot this year and not what you were shooting years ago, and definitely not everything you've ever done. January is when you remove weaker images, you replace older work, and you make sure your homepage actually makes sense for the clients that you want now. Think of your website as a filter. It's not a storage unit. Use this spare time to curate and make it speak for you. Once your portfolio is updated, it's time to reactivate your social media and batch content. And that's point 4. And this is where a lot of people overthink things. You don't need to shoot new content every week. You probably already have a ton of work from last year that never got posted because you were so busy. The goal is not to be creative every day. The goal is to stay visible when things get busy. Consistency now saves you stress later. So curate, prepare, organize, and get that social media running again. You never know when someone will find you and decide to hire you because of a post you did. It might not be every day, but if it happens just a couple of times, then it was worth it. And while you're doing that, reach out to past clients. And no, this is not a sales email. This is not a promotion. This is just being human. A quick message saying, Happy New Year's. I hope things are going well. I just wanted to say hi. And you'd be surprised how many jobs come from just simple check-ins. People forget fast, and staying on top of their minds without selling is one of the easiest things you can do during slow season. And this doesn't take too long. It's just you, a computer, maybe your phone, a cup of coffee, and a couple of emails. Again, it might not work with every former client, but if it does with at least one, that's already a win in my book. Another very important step is auditing where your last clients actually came from. And not where you think they came from, where they actually really came from. Was it referrals, Instagram, Google, a planner, a venue, a friend of a friend? January is when you look at real data and stop guessing. If most of your work came from referrals, that tells you something. If social media didn't bring much business, that also tells you something, because you have to focus your energy where it already works. At the moment, you might have an idea of how you get clients, but is this really the right one? Are they actually coming from where you think they are? Well, don't think. No. January is about being certain, not about guessing anymore. Now let's talk money, because every year things get more expensive. This is the month where you have time to review your pricing and packages. Rent goes up, groceries up, gas up, your experience up. Adjusting prices during slow season feels less scary than doing it in the middle of the year when inquiries are just coming in. You don't need to announce it, you don't need to explain it to anyone, you just quietly update things so you're not undercharging yourself again this year. This way you're prepared for new bookings and you won't be guessing what to charge on the spot when people start messaging you or calling you. This next point is about fixing. Slow season is the perfect moment to look back and identify one mistake you made last year. And we all have at least one. Maybe a client expected something you didn't deliver, maybe communication just wasn't clear, maybe delivery took too long. January is not about blaming yourself, it's about fixing the system. So you can use it to update your communication, your contracts, your process, so that mistake that you made last year just doesn't happen again. Another thing people forget during the year is proper backups. This is very important. A lot of photographers work straight off fast SSDs, which is great, but old projects don't need to live there forever. January is a great time to move older work to slower drives so you can organize your archives and make sure everything is backed up properly. Most people don't back up monthly, and that's how disasters happen. This, I know, is boring work, but it's also gonna give you peace of mind. Sometimes they take a while to transfer from one drive to the other, so maybe you can send some of those emails we spoke about while this process is just happening, you know? You want a better year? Well, start organized. And finally, the last point, use the slow season to try new software and new tools. When you're not buried in deadlines, then it's the best time to experiment. Try AI tools, try new cooling software. If you haven't tried Aftershoot yet, which I don't know why you haven't done it, then this is the moment to just see how it works for you and test tools when things are slow because you're not learning under pressure. Anything that saves you time, reduces stress, and makes your workflow smoother, and obviously it will pay off when work starts just stacking up. You've not done it before because you were busy delivering or shooting or editing or I don't know, but you have time now. So guess what? No more excuses. January doesn't need to be busy to be valuable. It just needs to be intentional. If you use this time wisely, you don't just survive the slow season, you set yourself up to have a much better year overall. So if you found any of this information helpful, let me know in the comments below. Thanks for watching, and as always, don't forget to follow Aftershoot in all of our social media to be always up to date with the latest we have to offer. See you guys in the next one, and have a great 2026.